Coming up on Operation Outreach, a program right here in Central Florida that ensures military veterans get connected with the services they need. The Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses is a statewide business association playing its part in empowering and advocating for veteran business owners in Florida. In this episode of Operation Outreach, we will hear about the work of the association and how its services are benefiting the veterans business community. The Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses stands as the state's sole business association dedicated exclusively for advocating and supporting veteran-owned businesses. Joining us now to talk about the work of the Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses is Justin Spears, Navy veteran and chairman of FAVOB. Welcome, Justin.
Thank you so much, Fred. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Can you tell me a little bit about FAVOB and what makes it unique from other veteran businesses?
Absolutely. So yeah, us being the Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses, we cover the whole state. There's some uniqueness there, but also we're all about empowering and advocating for veteran-owned businesses and their executives and their structure. And so it's a lot more than just starting a business. Now we're in the space of operating, teaming. What does it look like to grow a business? What are some of the strategies and the resources available both locally within our membership base, our state and local areas, and then even some national resources. Then we also get involved in the legislative side as well. So there's a lot of advocacy within our organization, a lot of education as well.
Approximately how many veteran-owned businesses are under FAVOB in the state of Florida, and approximate annual revenue?
Absolutely. So Florida has a great pool of veteran-owned businesses, one of the largest in the nation. We have over 185,000 veteran-owned businesses across the state of Florida, and that generates about $57 billion in annual revenue in our state alone.
And what's the mission of FAVOB?
Our mission is to support and empower veteran-owned businesses and to position Florida as the state of choice for veterans to start and operate a business.
And with a lot of businesses, usually the success rate in the first 2 years are usually the hardest in the first 5 years. What do you do to help the different businesses overcome the challenges that many do financially and with different support as far as education on what they're trying to do?
That's such a good point. Me being a serial entrepreneur, I know that world and those statistics all too well, which is why FAVOB is such a great organization for me to have partnered with. And so, to your point, in the first few years, being an entrepreneur in those startups is very difficult. So for us, having our growth hub model, having local resources empowered by state level operations is very key. We're very focused on bringing networking, camaraderie, exposure, advocacy, resources, education, not just within the organization, but we bring in subject matter experts all the time. We bring in SBA resources, VA resources, national resources. We also bring in resources from Fortune 500s to support our members as well.
And how does FAVOB's statewide reach impact the different veteran-owned businesses?
Yeah, so having a statewide reach is very critical for us. So we have our member directory. So we list out a majority of the veteran-owned businesses in the state, but internally within our organization, we have a portal where members can actually go in and look by industry, teaming partner type. We have discussion forums, things like that, where they can post, hey, we're looking to, for a subject matter expert in this profession to go after these type of contracts and opportunities. We do X, Y, and Z, but I'm looking for somebody that can do A, B, and C. How can we put together a perfect match? And then also they can put up, in the discussion forums, questions, looking for resources. Hey, does anybody know who does this? Things like that. So we bring that on a statewide level, but then on a local, regional level, it's very critical to start flowing those resources and connections down. And that's where we see a lot of local camaraderie as well, of getting, what I call the tribe of those people that you're doing business with, that you're running with, that have your back. Because the world of entrepreneurship is pretty wild. You got to have your right tribe.
And how many members and trustees are part of FAVOB, and what is the growth rate with that?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We have over 420 veteran business owner members now. Over 9 years of growth. That's been very substantial for us. And we have over 35 trustees, varying different levels, from our founding plank owners to even our startup level trustees at our Patriot trustee level. So they're power hitters. They're super impactful. Our trustees do so much within our organization for our broader membership as well.
How does FAVOB influence state and national programs for influence of veterans businesses?
No, that's a timely topic. Just last week, I took a team of trustees with me up to our Capital Connections event where we met with our lobbyist up there. So on the advocacy side, we have a committee and we would go up there each year to the legislative session we host that the VA hosts up there, and we put together a pretty rigorous schedule. It was a lot of meetings, meeting with veteran legislators, Patriot legislators that are very interested in advocating for veteran business owner legislation and initiatives. So it was a great time up there. We do this every year. We have a great lobbyist that we work with as well. That way we can raise the issues. And so it's not just, we're taking up a problem. We're bringing solutions up there. We're mapping out multi-year agendas. We're mapping out multi-year initiatives that, we can partner with other existing bills. We can get sponsors, meeting with a great sponsor already up there last week that we'll team up with for the next 7 years. So very excited to advocate for these issues of veteran business recognition in the state of Florida, growing the state of Florida into the state of choice for veterans to start a business and operate. But then also, incentive programs, things like that for big businesses, Fortune 500s, to focus on partnering and leveraging the strengths and expertise of veteran-owned businesses across our state. So it goes back to that mission of, we get involved in the political and the legislative side to advocate so we can support and empower our veteran business growth.
Well, it's great that you have the relationships with lobbyists and their particular support to help improve the different businesses that veterans want to do and how they can be supportive of them. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, can you briefly tell me about why you wanted to start your own business and a little bit about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So after getting out of the military, it was like, all right, well, where are we going now? What are we doing? I did a lot of great things being a hospital corpsman in the Navy, had some great opportunities to even learn organizational management and some business management skills with some restructures and reorgs I got involved with in the military. But it was always, all right, what am I going to do now? Due to my injuries, I couldn't do medical anymore. Before the military, I worked in general contracting. So what am I going to do now? And entrepreneur really seemed like a very good fit of where I could start collaborating and molding my expertise, my skill sets I learned in the military, my academic experience as well. And so I wanted to start a business, and my business is, it's a consulting firm on business strategy. And then I also have a tech company. It empowers other businesses. It empowers users. We create experiences for business owners and for end users in different experiences. And so I like surrounding myself with that tribe of people. I found that the entrepreneurial mindset really called out to me, really aligned with my values, my personality. There's some wildness in the arena of being an entrepreneur, so I'm kind of a risk taker. I'll take it on. I'm good with that, but it's calculated. We learned that from the military. So I felt very confident becoming an entrepreneur out of the military, that I had some skill sets that I could really build off of, hone on, and surround myself with the right people to have that right support structure. And it's been a great journey. I've been out 10 years now. I've had a few businesses. I have 2 current businesses myself, and love being in the entrepreneurial space. And I love it even more having the right people and the right resources.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for your service and let me interview you today. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the information you gave us about FAVOB.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show today. It was a blessing.
The Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Business is indeed playing a significant role in facilitating connections between veteran-owned businesses, fostering collaboration, and creating invaluable opportunities for these businesses here in Central Florida. If you'd like more information on anything we've discussed today, as well as how to assess the service offered by FAVOB, go to www.favob.org. That's where you'll be able to find more information about this great organization. I hope you'll join us again for Operation Outreach, as we will continue to highlight the many programs and services available to military veterans in Central Florida. Until then, I'm Fred Robinson. Take care, and thanks for watching. Welcome to this very special edition of Operation Outreach, brought to you by the Mayor's Orange County Veterans Advisory Council. We're here to honor an extraordinary individual, someone who has gone above and beyond in supporting our veterans, military members, and their families right here in Orange County. This individual's dedication and exceptional service have earned them the prestigious title of Veteran of the Year. The Orange County Veterans Advisory Council's Veteran of the Year Committee has carefully selected one of the deserving heroes whose action continued to inspire and serve their community.
Please join me in congratulating Staff Sergeant Norris Henderson for our 2024 Orange County Veterans of the Year Award.
Today is amazing. And I congratulate all the nominees. I accept this award on behalf of all the nominees because with the partnerships and the collaboration, we are here to serve Orange County veterans, over 70,000 veterans here in Orange County. Veterans here want to assist other veterans that are seeking resources. So my experience has been awesome. I've had mentors. My work ever since I retired is to advocate for veterans. Coming to this community, Orange County really takes care of their veterans. So does the state of Florida. So I'm really appreciative to be a part of this community.
I look at it like this. We have so many veterans out here that are volunteers. Volunteers, you're special. Time is a commodity you can never get back. You're not getting paid for it, so you have some purpose, and that's why you want to help veterans. And a lot of us veterans now, we're not wearing the same uniform, but we're still serving our country.
People who have served, a lot of times they don't get the recognition. It just means a lot, showing that we're doing the work to take care of our veterans in the community.
We thank our Veteran of the Year, Staff Sergeant Norris Henderson, United States Marine Corps veteran retired, for his unwavering commitment to serving others. Through his tireless efforts, he has made Orange County a better place for our veterans, military families, and the entire community. His dedication reminds us all of the power of service, sacrifice, and unity. On behalf of the Mayor's Orange County Veterans Advisory Council, we congratulate our Veteran of the Year, Staff Sergeant Norris Henderson, and thank all those who continue to serve our country and community. We look forward to seeing the incredible impact that veterans like them will continue to make for years to come. Until next time, thank you for watching Operation Outreach, honoring those who have given so much. On this special segment of Operation Outreach, we honor the courageous legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen, whose valor and resilience not only shaped the history of our nation, but also left an undeniable mark on the skies. The Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African-American pilots, navigated the fiercest battles of World War II, breaking barriers and defying adversity.
It's important because they did some things that weren't done before then. In fact, they were told that they could not fly, they could not manage aircraft, they could not do anything that had a technical spin on it. But they not only did those things, but they did it so well that they excelled and because they excelled at something that they were told they couldn't do, it makes it just that more important. And I tell people that what they did, although they were African Americans, this is American history. And I'm extremely proud of our state legislators across the board, both sides of the aisle came together and signed a bill, no descendants. That says a whole lot. It tells me that there is hope that our elected officials can come together if it's the right reason. And certainly honoring the Tuskegee Airmen, who are American heroes, is the right reason to come together and say yes to such a bill.
It just shows the magnitude of what these gentlemen did when they served, and the impact that it's still having on people that to tell the story. That's why we have to keep the story alive. And another thing is what we try to do with our chapters is develop the future leaders of America. The thing is through aviation and avionics, and that's what everything is going to be about. And you have a lot of children, that are out here, and when they look up in the sky, what do they see other than stars? They see a plane. These particular pilots, they had a ratio of 100 planes going to go bomb mission in Germany, and 47 of them they lose. And then once the Tuskegee Airmen, which they said were inferior and couldn't fly, the majority of the planes started coming back. So with that being said, a lot of the white pilots that discriminated, they're the only ones that they wanted to go ahead and protect them to come back. And there's a gentleman here today who I know quite well. His name is Kurt. Kurt told me stories that his father had told him about if it wasn't for the Tuskegee Airmen, he wouldn't have been born. I'd like to encourage everybody to, donate to the Tuskegee Airmen, to go ahead and join chapters. We have a drone program where we teach children how to fly drones. I mean, that right there intrigues them. So there's different things that we have, and we're going to start working on Toastmaster classes and different things so they could speak better. And the thing is, you have diamonds in the rough, and actually Title I schools. We want all kids to know, because you got to see it to be it. You understand? And if you see it, that'll intrigue it. It leaves that one spark. And by having a chapter and young men and ladies joining it, it could be something that can help develop to them and keep them from going awry. And because they don't have maybe two family figures or two parents and stuff like that, but they have something that they feel they belong to, and they have somebody that's going to check them to make sure that they're going in the right path, because we care about them.
Well, the Florida Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day event is just so close to my heart. Number one, because the Tuskegee Airmen story is intertwined with my own family story. I'm the descendant of Benjamin O. Davis Jr., who was the commander of the Tuskegee Airmen, and his father, Benjamin O. Davis Sr., who was America's first black general. So these two men were instrumental in the creation and the formation and the commanding of the Tuskegee Airmen. So to see that they're getting recognized with a state holiday in Florida at these times is really just a powerful moment. And I'm excited to come down and be a part of it. And that's why it's very important to me, this particular day and this exciting state holiday. I'll be doing a keynote speech. There's a lot of community and an opportunity to build around these incredible 15,000 men and women, and their story is so important. So I think what we sometimes forget is one story leads to another story, is connected to another story, evolves into another story. So we're all connected, and I just want people to understand how those connections came and to celebrate their position in society today and realize so many people stood up for them before they even knew really the environment they were being born in. So I'm so excited to be there.
When people hear the term Tuskegee Airmen, the first thing they think about are aviators. 15,000 individuals went through the program during World War II. Of that 15,000, only 990-something were actual pilots. But I tell people that for every pilot that gets into the air, there's a minimum of 20 people on the ground to ensure that that plane can fly. We have the avionics folks, we have the maintenance folks, the folk who take care of the fabric, the folk who load the bullets on the plane, those who put the parachutes on the back of the pilots. Those parachutes are done by a group of people, women by the way, that are called riggers, R-I-G-G-E-R-S. It's a whole group of women that actually pack those parachutes. Any fighter pilot will tell you that they don't want to get into a plane if they don't have a parachute that they can trust. So many of the original Tuskegee Airmen resided in Florida, mainly because of the military installation. We believe that that story should never end. Every citizen in the state of Florida should know who the Tuskegee Airmen are. At a commemoration date, a celebration like this allows a lot of people to hear about it and see it. Example, it's being covered by the media today, so people who aren't here will even see it. We want everybody in the state of Florida to know just how significant the Tuskegee Airmen are, and this commemoration day celebration is just a portion of how we can make that happen. I would first like to thank the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority for doing what you've done. I'm so proud that you thought us worthy of celebrating the heroes, warriors, known as the Tuskegee Airmen.
There was a lot of discrimination in this country. We just didn't have, as a black person, that many opportunities. U.S. War College made this study, okay, that basically said that blacks were not intelligent enough to become military pilots. And so back in 1939, President Roosevelt started a program. It was called the Civilian Pilot Training Program, wherein college students could get their private pilot's license with no obligation, though. And as such, they got their private pilot's license, and then one in particular decided they wanted to become a military pilot. But the military says, no, we're not having this. You know, this is segregated, you guys can't fly. And so with the help of the NAACP, this student, who was a graduate from Howard University, sued the military. So then the military was forced then to open up a program for black pilots, absolutely, which became the Tuskegee Airmen.
By their last mission in 1945, the Airmen had flown more than 1,500 missions in 2 years. Their accomplishments were monumental. They destroyed 111 enemy planes, 150 enemy aircraft on the ground, 57 locomotives, and 58 boxcars. And they sank 1 destroyer, 16 barges, and several boats.
In honor of your contributions to aviation and service to our country, this is presented on February 25th, 2025 to Flight Officer Daniel Kiel, Tuskegee Airmen.
Very few of us get a chance to actually see our history when we're still alive. So that is a very unique situation. A lot of times the history is written after we're no longer here. So that's going to be excellent that he can see his history and what it's done in aviation for everyone.
As we reflect on the historic event, we are reminded that the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen is not just in the pages of history book, but it lives on the hearts of all who dared dream and overcome. The unveiling of the Wall of Fame at Orlando International Airport serves as a permanent tribute to their bravery, and Florida's inaugural Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day is a testament to their enduring influence. Through these celebrations, we honor the past, but also inspire the future, creating a world where every barrier can be overcome and every goal can be reached. We hope that this segment has inspired you to continue honoring the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. Until next time.